Alright, welcome back to Grim Dawn Hardcore. Oh, it's just an early morning. I gotta go to work in the morning, so I don't have time to wait for RimWorld to open and record, so play Grim Dawn. Not any other series to drop, but Grim Dawn. Well, I'm picking up right back where we left off. Right back where we left off. Oh, geez. I remember how to play here. Yeah, it's been hard to find the motivation, you know? I've just been kind of wandering, it feels like, the past couple of days, weeks. Not even wandering, you know, it's just like work's been going alright, but everything takes so much energy, I haven't had to, like, drive to be like, alright, now I'm going to sit down and record more videos. It's like, whatever, I did the one. That's enough, and you can tell, because my channel growth has slowed down, but it's always been swingy, you know? Every once in a while, everyone will get super into my channel and then stop. Which is fine. I feel like I'm still trending upwards. Which is more than I ever thought I'd be doing, so I appreciate everyone tuning in. But like, no viewership isn't the lack of motivation, it's just been like mental. It's been hard to want to play stuff. I'm gonna record stuff. I guess I've been playing stuff offline. I'm still trying to figure out Project Zomboid, but I'm still really bad at that. That's been fun. I'm playing Endless Sky, that I think I've been talking about. And then working. Listen to music, listen to Melvins. Trying to get more into the Melvins. Because there's like a big grunge debate yesterday on Twitter where everyone was talking about like Alice in Chains versus Nirvana. Because it was the internet, it started out antagonistic, and it's like comparing Goku and Vegeta, you know? Those don't really make sense.
I can't do that yet.
Even though I like Alice in Chains way more, Nirvana's alright. I think Nirvana's problem as a whole is that their hits are some of their less good songs. And I think, like, structurally, they're a little less interesting. They're very, it's very, like, safe. I don't remember where this is. I probably shouldn't have come down here. If I die in an optional area, I don't know if that counts. The fools curse the Empire soldiers for abandoning post at Tyrant's Hold. What devilry has compelled them to tell them such a thing? Do they want to see travelers killed and devoured by savages and beasts? Pay the Empire very high taxes to keep these rolls safe. If they're not going to do their part, then I will simply stop doing mine. When I turn to the Merchants Guild, I'll be filing a formal complaint against the Empire and the Army. If I can generate enough support, then we can boycott the major cities and put some real pressure on the diplomats in Erelon. Maybe even force them to pay restitution to the Guild. They may be royalty, but they will bend to the power of coin. It would make me very happy indeed to see the almighty Emperor bowing to the Guild for a change. And now, wonderful news. Traveler heading north, so they were robbed by bandits to the south. What is worse is many of these criminals were dressed in soldiers' uniforms. Is it possible the regiment from Tyrant's Hold has gone rogue? I think it's high time we did away with this decrepit system of rule. It's treason to even seek such thoughts, much less write them down. But if we survive this, it'll be long past time for dramatic change. And my son's been sick. Like, I'm getting a cold, you know. It's hard. Life's hard. Life's hard and all I gotta do is hit start recording on stuff I like to do. I can't even do it. Enough for y'all. Not even enough, you know. That's not even not enough, but I always think it's not enough. It's hard.
That skill's not ready.
I should play more Fallout 4. It seems to be how everyone gets them big. Where the fuck am I? Okay, this is... I don't think I ever come back this way, actually. I can't stop you from going out there. Jagged waste full of manticore. Sure, what do you need? Yeah, I'll go kill a manticore. I think the dual wielding for now is going to be better. I'm not really sure where I'm going to end up. Dual wielding or a two-hand or caster offhand. I don't really know where that's going to end up. The reason I'm doing all this, 'cause I saw that totem up there and no other reason. But I straight up do not remember where this leads. I don't... This is an optional area. I probably don't need to be here, but... Sometimes you can't live life like that, you know? Yeah, Crimson Desert just came out, which is a very polarizing game. That's why I wanted to talk about that. I kind of want to play it, because I like Black Desert, even though I don't. And that's weird. Hard to get into, but MMOE. So single player Black Desert, I should be all over. But then the marketing was really weird. It felt like two worlds where they're just like overselling how awesome the game's going to be, and it was like, alright, I'm a little off put now. Which seems insane. But now the reviews are coming back and people are talking about like weird and janky and not as good as they thought it was going to be comes out, and it's like, okay, well now I'm a little back in. Single-player MMOs are usually a little more interesting than Far Cry 3 when it comes to big open-world games. So we'll see. Lower. Here we go. No. No, I think I want explosive strike more than that. I probably should have a loot filter now. So I'm not going to want to see melee weapons. Probably not any of those. We'll just stick with those, because it's going to be one of those three. Only give me rare and above. Always show all that. I want fire. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I usually come out here. There, I'm gonna turn that in now before I forget. Thorned old bloodbriar. Oh yeah, so there we have a augment. And these are essentially like those components we've been putting on, but they take a different slot. It's like an extra that you can slap onto your gear. So that's right, you get augments and components. Oh, that's right, water trap. Well, I forgot to bump that up. Alright, keep going up. Thermite mine's nuts. Pipe bomb's good too. It's all good. I love the demolitionist.
I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet.
There we go. Oh, jeez.
That skill's not ready.
Dude, sometimes you just gotta kite, you know? Sometimes you just gotta kite. Manticore Eye, Vicious Jawbone. It's pretty good, actually. Tinted Scales, Bristly Fur, Royal Blood. A lot of good stuff. Alright, let's go turn that one in. Really don't remember any of this. I don't come down here often. I think if you look at all my characters now, many of them have come down here. Because Homestead's the other way, and I'm always just running through the campaign.
I can't do that yet.
Ooh, yeah, dodging those. That's a classic. That's a classic bit these games do. Titan Quest does it, and it's like the whole game would be easy. All the way up until one Neanderthal enemy in Act 3 in a cave that does like a combo where he stuns you and then drops a pile of rocks on you that one-shots you. It's like one of the hardest enemies in the entire game for no reason. Yeah. I'm not using Panetti's replicating missile, but that's kind of cool. See, that's what I would be doing. That's like the auto attack you'd use here. Oh yeah, they don't have an exclusive skill. But it's gonna be reckless power. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want here. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get all that. Yeah, and those two are defensive, so I'm probably just gonna get this right here. And all this, I probably won't touch at all. All of these passive. That's the thing, Demolitionist, you can see, has a lot of attacks. So it's like attack, 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 attack. Attack. With two passives. Two passive skills and one passive ability here. But as Arcanist, you have like a couple different attacks. So like you could, yeah, the Sky Shard, you got the 8th Ray, which is sick. You get the Flash Freeze, the Missile, the Meteor Storm, the Novas. But it's a lot of passives, some defensives, and then the exclusive skills. So I think it'll come together. We are going to start getting less mastery points per level up, though. I think once you hit 50, you only get 2 per level. So you get enough points, but you don't get all of the points, you know what I mean? There are some choices you gotta make. There's the caves I gotta go in. Let's find the guy not in the cave first. Right? Because the one's just here and one's in a cave in here. Right? You guys know, right? Comment down below yesterday if you know what's happening. Oh!
That skill's not ready.
I don't think that would kill me, but no, I don't want to find out. You know what I mean? If this wasn't hardcore, I'd absolutely just take it to see if it kills me, but we don't got luxuries. We don't got luxuries. Also, I keep forgetting we're playing a hardcore. Just straight up. We're going to look this up. I'm not going to look at I just... Oh, he's in a cave. They're just both in caves. Okay. Well, I just don't know why it specified one was in a cave.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in this cave, but... he's in a cave. Which means we're gonna have to clear out the caves. Let's see. Yeah, give me that. There's probably like these passives I could... whatever. It straight up doesn't matter. Not like it doesn't matter as in like there isn't a better choice, but like it doesn't matter in that it just doesn't matter, you know?
That skill's not ready.
Devastation. Devastation to this. to vitality damage. Very interesting. And do not quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure when you're doing conversions, you want to stack the damage you're converting to. So, like, if you're converting a bunch of stuff to vitality damage, you want to stack vitality damage on your gear. I believe is how that works. Peace. The offense will look good. Just don't think they're better than a gun right now. That was devotion, and that was that. All right. No, 2 points. Okay. Okay, I gotta go back to this. Get the map. God, this fandom. Fandom wikis just makes me mad. Alright, so it wasn't here. Wasn't here. Not here. And I'm checking all the locations that it says it could be in. So it's an unmarked cave in a couple locations, which will happen. They like to, you can go in. They like to be difficult. To be difficult. All right.
That skill's not ready.
Easy peasy. Oh, hey, and it put me here. For some reason. Sick. Okay. Get the fire damage. Oh, nice. Just one more point. Get the flame torrent. Devilish flames swirl around you. That's next level. Fire. Oh, yeah. Just if I was using that, it'd be sick.
That skill's not ready. Can't do that yet.
Oh, yeah. Those are just better. Better, but I can't use them just yet. Jeez. Okay. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't want to be in front of it. Just don't. We don't need to be.
That skill's not ready.
Okay. This is so much worse. I don't know, but I kind of feel like it's not, so I'm gonna hold on to it. Bastard's got in his head that we can just march on over to Devil's Crossing and take the place like they was dying in there. For what? Revenge? Urban small fish, and that settlement's low on supplies. They as good as dead. Taking it's a fool's errand anyway. The bridge out's practically unassailable fortress, but Darius is gonna throw lives at it. Yeah, we got us some crystals in our backs, making every man feel like 100, but this is no good when the only way to Devil's Crossing is up a sheer cliff and a bullet to the brains. No, Cronley and I are through. Me and the boys are headed for easier targets. To the west lie big farmlands, no doubt unspoiled by what's going down in town and villages. Farmers will be easy pickings, and food should last us the year before we pack up and move on again. No sense sticking around this disjointed crew no longer. Now who's with me? Rudnick. Crazy. Yeah, no, we're going all in on that one.
That skill's not ready.
It is a strange sensation, or should I say lack of it, to witness the world around me without tactile sensation. I hold a fork full to my mouth, and yet the weight of the fork is non-existent into my hand. The act itself is just a gesture. Food offers no flavor anymore, in a way that is a blessing, for the stench of decay no longer bothers me either. What remained of the putrid flesh upon my bones has all but rotted away, and with it rots away my mind. Putting pen to paper becomes increasingly difficult as my thoughts wander to emptiness. It is no longer that mystical silence of daydreaming. My mind explores its reaches, but the absolute absence of anything at all. That, I suppose, is the end to this curse. An eternity of emptiness awaits us all. Outside my home, the harbor is alight with the orange glow of massive flames. Judging by the shouts and noises, my countrymen have set themselves to burning the ships. To what end, I cannot say. Perhaps the arson fills them with a small flicker of purpose in life. For me, I still find solace in philosophy and parchment, for as long as my mind remains capable of it. For example, one may consider the curse which befell our lands to be divine punishment handed down upon us for our hubris. I am skeptic, yet even I cannot deny the irony of undeath condemning people hell-bent on exterminating necromancy. If the gods truly exist, then they have a sixth sense of humor and justice. They have a sixth sense of humor and justice. The scales of Okama, it appears, have struck a balance in the end. I feel like I missed something then. As always. No, isn't there? Where? Guess Arcobian Docks is a different area.
That skill's not ready.
By Imperial Proclamation, Duke Baron K. Cavanalis hereby ordered to disband the 31st Division of the garrison currently stationed at Tyrant's Hold. All soldiers are immediately released from active service without pay. Soldiers may take their weapons and armor as compensation. Immediately following the disbandment of forces at Tyrant's Hold, Duke Cavanalis are hereby relieved of his command and ordered to present himself before the High Marshal Nicholas Mainville. Failure to report in the first month will constitute forfeiture of all landed titles to the Imperial. This makes no sense. I've been ordered to dismiss my army without pay. Furthermore, they have given the men their weapons and armor as final payment. What are they thinking? This order can only result in anarchy. Half these men will become bandits or worse. Dismissed without pay, they won't have a second thought about turning their blade against the Empire. Without this garrison, the Grovels will reclaim this area unchallenged. The road from Darkvale to Devil's Crossing will become impassable. We have been holding this fort since the fall of the Drangul savages, but they keep pressing to take it back. I have requested more men and weapons from Irulan, and this is the response I get in return? Madness. I've half a mind to ignore this decree, and if my wife and son were with me, I would. Upon further reflection, these men might also turn against me. Not that I feel I have mistreated them, but they could easily view me as part of the aristocracy that has put them in this predicament. I must leave before they receive this news, or I fear I will never see my family again. Yeah, it's probably a good move, dude.
Can't do that yet. That's locked.
No. I feel like Yeah, I didn't want to come this way. Completely, What? How did I miss? Oh, god damn. This is still closer. That's crazy. Oh, you literally can't come through this way. For some reason, I thought you could.
That skill's not ready.
Just accidentally went through the one-way exit. So, go to the other side, I guess. I keep knocking my watch off charger, but I think it's just time to put it on. Yeah. How did I do that? There's got to be like a boss down here. Blood Feast the Ruthless. Ooh. You down here? You got what? Oh, there was more over there. It looks like. I'm just a fool? I'm just a fool? I'm just a fool. Fool in love with you. I don't even know what song that is. I know I was singing it in Elvis' voice, and I think I went into wonder of you. But,
I can't do that yet.
I'm searching high, not low. As high as the mind can go. I feel the breeze, it's headed my way.
I can't do
Hold
that
on to
yet.
your dreams, hold on to today. I feel it all and I believe it's right. Holding our dreams and our passions, eyes burning bright. We got it all, day and night. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom. Do you remember not long ago? Dee-dee-dee-dee. Over and over, I feel the breeze. It's headed my way. Hold on to your
That skill's not ready.
dreams. Hold on to today. Feel it all and I believe it's right. Holding our dreams and our passions. Sky's burning bright. We've got it all. Day and night. Bow, bow, down, down, down. Oh, jeez, you can still hit me there.
That skill's not ready.
Main reason I default to kiting is because almost every like enemy in Grim Dawn's like, oh, let's put ground hazard down. Like that's like 90% of the challenges is just like don't stand in the ground hazard. That's why I'm like defaulting to kiting. Also, just in general, you don't want to get hit. You know, like that's. You know, just usually just don't get hit. Right, well now we're done. That's the full loop. I can't believe I just didn't fight that guy. I just missed him. Do you remember how long ago?
That skill's
In
not
a
ready.
dream, no one know. I feel a breeze. It's headed my way. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to today. We got it all night. Believe it's right. I'm gonna get back to this dude. I wonder where he is. Like here? Oh, it's not this. I don't know. Dumb way to die, huh? See, that was an entirely optional side pass. Side nonsense. Don't have to do any of that. That's called the love of the game. Oh yeah, blast shield. That's... We want that. We want that maxed. Immediately. That's probably one of the most important defenses we got. We go below 60% health, we get damage absorption, chance to avoid protection, pierce resistance, and element resistance, max resistance, and some retaliation. The fire retaliation is not as important, but that, you know, can be important if your build uses retaliation damage. Retaliation damage is the thorns. Right. An emissary rift to the point, you know, we're in a main town. This is Homestead. This is the second hub after Devil's Crossing.
These are trying times, but we will persevere.
I understand your predicament. We're in no position to help you. Ethereals and Chthonian. You lost sight of the issues. That's the prop. After the Grim Dawn, many of our neighbors were forced to abandon their homes. Together we built Homestead. Black Legion are alive. We were able to cover a few fields, but not nearly enough to feed everyone. Sufficient rotate. Secondary. Vile infestation that plagues this land are running rampant through our lands and devouring all they see and laying eggs. Clear out the bugs. You gotta have a maggot layer. I write this letter to report of extreme and disturbing ethereal activity to the north of Homestead. I set off to the foothills and made my way through the warren of low stone walls, fences, and occasional farmhouses. Careful to move in secret, remain undetected from the horrors that still roam the fields unchecked. Made it to the valley of two hills near the river when I witnessed something I can barely comprehend. An unearthly black pillar that was neither stone nor flesh drifting slowly across the land as would a low crowd. Sickly green glow burned at its core, and great withering tendrils hung from somewhere underneath the shifting black shell. I watched in mountain dread as the unholy obelisk slowed, then without warning burrowed the hooks and the dangling tentacles into the ground. The ground began to wither and glow with the same unwholesome green. It was then the obelisk pulled itself into the ground with a sound that made me feel as the earth was dying. It began to glow so bright I could hardly look. Its power seeped into the ground, twisting and corrupting as it spread. I lingered for nearly an hour in that place, and in that time a great distance around the obelisk had been changed. I was about to leave when the obelisk erupted from the ground and drifted to an untouched back of land, to begin this cycle again. We must act soon, or there will be nothing left to save. Much time has passed since my last entry. Following my escape from Krieg's laboratory, I have raced against time and lost, passed through darkness and flame, witnessed the ruin of the world as I knew it. Even as I assumed key figures in the capital were likely to be possessed by entities we now call ethereals, I reasoned that it was only with the support from within the capital that we could hope to thwart them. Any action that began outside the capital could be spun as political rebellion and crushed with the Empire's own forces before the truth could be exposed. Thus, I cast the dice and raced towards the heart of Ireland, trying to conceal myself as best I could. Upon my arrival, I proceeded cautiously, booking a room at a squalid inn near the west gates in an effort to keep my arrival secret. Initially, I sought out old acquaintances, assuming if I could detect some change in personality or behavior, it might reveal possession. A few awkward reunions made it painfully obvious that the years on the road, carrying out my duties as an inquisitor, had left me out of touch and unable to discern whether any changes were the result of possession or just the passage of time and faded memories. The only gamble left then was to report back to the Citadel of the Illuminati and see what came of it. I never made it there. Waiting until sunlight dwindled and crowds thinned in the street below, I rose to leave. I was quite startled to see that a shadowy figure had silently breached my room, reading all of the wards I had set against intruders. This is how I came into cooperation with the First Blade. It was known that anyone of significance who fermented discontent or posed a real threat to the rule of the Emperor might be visited by the First Blade. I had never stirred such controversy, but I had always imagined if such an encounter took place, I could put up a respectable fight. I never got the chance. Taken unawares, I was disarmed before I even knew what was happening. Had he sought my death, I would not have even witnessed the killing stroke fall. However, he seemed more interested in answers instead, and in turn provided me with an account of his own events that confirmed my worst fears. The First Blade revealed that only days prior, he had been forced to turn his knives on the Emperor himself by his own command. Despite the myriad safeguards protecting the Emperor, both mundane and arcane, he had become host to an ethereal. Though strength of mind, he had usurped his possessor long enough to summon the First Blade and command his own execution. Charged the assassin with ensuring his son, the young prince, survived to reclaim the throne. As last commands issued, the Emperor's consciousness slipped once again under the control of the ethereal, and a desperate battle ensued. The First Blade reported he believed the Emperor and ethereal within him slain, but given his inexperience with the entities, could not say anything for certain. He relayed that he had secretly taken the prince and put him into hiding, but declined to elaborate. The First Blade said he intended to retire his imperial title and had chosen the name Ogrim, which made me curious as to whether it was an initial reference to the mythical character. A final troubling detail was that no proclamation of the Emperor's passing had been issued. Not only did this demonstrate the ethereals had sufficient control of the palace to conceal the death, but given that they couldn't hope to hide the Emperor's absence for long, it suggested the next phase of their operation was imminent. I strategized with Ogrim long into the night, formulating a plan to counter the ethereals, but ultimately we agreed we could not defeat their conspiracy in time. The only course left was to gather whatever people and resources we could, go to ground and weather the coming storm, then find a way to counter the invaders. We agreed the Black Legion would be our best help in securing allies, as a conscripted army of criminals, debtors, political descendants, bound to servants. They seemed unlikely the ethereals would have any reason to infiltrate them when they could control them indirectly through military high command. The next step was to discreetly make contact. And that's where we find ourselves here in Homestead. Which we kind of deal with this right here, and then you move up, then you move up, and then it's kind of just like a straight shot to the end. There's like stuff to do on the end here, but it's not. It definitely gets a little less dense as we go. And then we go up here. Loom wall barrel hold to Malmouth. That's kind of what's happening in Malmouth. Port Valkyrie here is a an optional kind of dealio. It's like an end game, end base game super dungeon kind of deal. All right, that's where we leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.